there was a broken border policy. Now that we have an individual that came into the country illegally, was released on his own recognizance, and then just went on a crime spree.
So now the consequences of an open border reverberating yet again. A previously deported illegal immigrant accused of shooting an off-duty CBP officer in the face. It happened Saturday night around midnight in New York City, and Kristi Noem, DHS Secretary, set to give an update a few minutes from now. And that will be our lead story on a Monday. Hope you enjoyed the weekend. Dana's got the week off. I'm Bill Hemmer, live here in New York City. And Jillian, take the train or the plane?
Always train.
Always train.
Flights are not reliable, Bill.
I got you. Good morning.
Never fly from D.C. to New York. Great to be with you. I'm Jillian Turner. This is America's Newsroom. So the victim is in stable condition. We just learned Secretary Noem left the hospital a moment ago after visiting that officer. He was off duty at the time. Video shows the suspect and another man approaching him on a scooter. The suspect then tries to what looks like rob him at gunpoint. The agent pulls out his own gun. They both exchange fire. That agent managing to wound the suspect. His accomplice, though, still at large. So
the suspect in custody is from the Dominican Republic, previously deported, but re-entered the U.S. under President Biden in 2023. We have heard that before. He's wanted in Massachusetts on kidnapping and weapons charges as of today.
So CBP Senior Advisor Ron Vitiello is here, but first let's go to CB Cotton. She's in New York City. Hi, CB.
Hi, Jillian. This case has the attention of the White House. As you said, this morning, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem visited the off-duty CBP agent who is now recovering in the hospital. And in a matter of moments, we expect her to give an update here. Investigators say right now they don't believe the off-duty agent was targeted for his job. But White House leaders are sounding off about the suspect who was here in the country illegally with a lengthy rap sheet. DHS tells us that Miguel Francisco Mora Nunez is a Dominican national. Investigators say his crimes include grand larceny in 2023, assault and criminal contempt in 2024, and armed robbery in 2025. Officers say late Saturday night, the off-duty agent fought back after realizing Nunez was trying to rob him in the city's Fort Washington Park. Surveillance video appears to show the suspect and another man roll up on a moped. One of them approaches the victim, who is sitting with a woman near the water. There's a scuffle, and right after, that's when it looks like the gunfire takes place. The off-duty agent was shot in the face and arm and is now communicating with hand gestures. City leaders say the case reeks of the country's once broken border.
The point that we're making here is this should never have occurred. We need thoughtful change to our sanctuary city laws in this city that protects our New Yorkers. This person here, Miguel Mora, is the poster child for what is wrong with sanctuary city status in New York City.
And this morning, investigators say the search for the second suspect continues. Back to you.
All right, CB Cotton in New York for us this morning. Thank you.
Want to bring in a senior advisor for the Customs and Border Patrol, Ron Vitiello. Ron, welcome back and good morning to you. Let me read a true social over the weekend, then I'll let you tell us what we need to understand about this awful incident on Saturday night. So the Democrats have flooded our nation with criminal invaders, and now they must all be thrown out, or in some cases immediately prosecuted, and that we cannot take a chance that they are able to come back. That's how evil and dangerous they are. Ron, what happened in this case?
Well, obviously, this off-duty Customs and Border Protection officer, we're praying for his speedy and uncomplicated recovery. We're glad that the Secretary and other leadership got to visit with him today. But this is an example of the destructive policy of sanctuary cities and a lawless, chaotic border that we suffered with under the Biden administration. What's important about this now is that if he was apprehended before these heinous crimes and sent back, it's very hard to cross the border today. If you do cross the border, you will likely be apprehended. You will mostly be prosecuted, and you will be removed very quickly from the United States.
Ron,
that's
the problem here
the policy
is
of President Trump.
He was in custody and he was released into the United States yet again. I mean, how many times are we going to report on a story like this?
It is unfortunate. This is, you know, he has a criminal record in Massachusetts, so he was in custody and in some jurisdiction there. Massachusetts is a sanctuary state. New York also had charges against him, so he was likely released from a jurisdiction in or near the city. And this is what happens when you have a lawless, chaotic border in the previous administration and then these destructive policies that prey upon people that live in these cities and towns and allow criminals to be sanctuaried even though they're in the country illegally. This is the most preventable crime in the United States that occurs. Somebody that should not be here, that's committing crimes against the citizens and the communities in which they live.
Ron, the numbers don't lie. Joe Biden caught and released under his term 1.8 million. Donald Trump, so far, 6 months into a second term, 7. That is remarkable. Over the weekend, we learned a little bit more about this raid on a Home Depot in Sacramento, Northern California. 11 were taken into custody. And now we learned that 5 of the immigrants arrested had prior criminal histories. What should we know about this now, Ron?
Well, this is another example of what the danger and the risks that we all face with having an uncontrolled border and people in the United States that have not been invited here. They were not inspected at the border. They were not vetted when they were released at the border. And they're all amongst us. And so this is an example of the criminal activity that takes place in these groups. And so it puts to rest the nobility of people. Everybody that comes across the border is looking for a better life. Some of them are criminals. Some of them are very dangerous, and they have to be found and removed from the United States as quickly as possible. Right. That's what's underway now, so I'm proud of the stops that those agents made, and those threats do not exist in the Sacramento area anymore.
Ron, last question here. We're waiting on this briefing. It's going to happen in about 30 minutes. Kristi Noem's there, Tom Homan. What do you expect they'll tell us?
Well, I think they're going to reiterate that we want the officer to recover, and then point out the example of the dangers that we're all in because of these sanctuary policies and the chaotic border, which doesn't exist. The nonsense at the border is over, so we should all take heart in that. But now's an opportunity for us to expose the lie that coming across the border illegally and being released in the United States, it's just a terrible policy. And you marry that with sanctuary cities, and then it's just a problem for all of us that live here.
1.8 million versus 7. Ron, thanks for coming on. We're waiting that briefing, and we'll bring it to our viewers live when it begins. Thank you, sir. Ron Vitiello, thanks.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.